Compilations. I love good video game compilations. The 6th generation of video game systems had plenty of retro and arcade collections. Always something I look out for when I'm hunting for video games. You see these compilations going cheap out in the wild, quite often sometimes only £1 for a disc crammed full of video game gold. Then sometimes you'll find out you got a little something extra without knowing it. These are games that are not compilations, just common cheap games that happen to contain another full game on the disc. Sometimes the bonus game included is worth having over the main game. There are lots of games within games. Here are 5 we are taking a look at today. Asteroids on PS1. This is the PlayStation update of the arcade classic. It's interesting to see what they did on PlayStation, mixing up the gameplay and the visuals, all 32-bit with knobs on. But if that's not to your taste, there is another game in here. On the title screen, hold down select and press circle, 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 triangle, square, square, circle. This will unlock the original Asteroids from 1979 in all its black and white glory. Space Invaders Inversion Day. Sticking with the updated classic theme with this next one, we have Space Invaders Inversion Day, which is a totally different take on the franchise, bringing the game down to ground level, and a really well done one actually. This isn't a bad game at all, but like Asteroids, this one houses its classical roots. At the press start screen, enter this code, hold L1 and R1 together and press X and circle together, and there you go, you will have unlocked Space Invaders from 1978. Now watch as I fire upwards through our own shield. NHL 06. So what makes this mediocre ice hockey game from 2006 worth having? Most sports games from the 2000s era are prime tat, so what makes this one so special? From the get-go you can play a classic NHL 94 from the menu screen. No code, just straight into the game. That does not fare well for NHL 06 being on the same disc as NHL 94, because NHL 94 is miles more fun. But if you do see NHL 06 in between copies of Madden 08 and FIFA 04 in a charity shop, it's definitely worth the 50p they're asking for it. Pitfall: The Lost Exposition. This action-adventure game is pretty typical of the time. It's above average for the type of game it is, nothing mind-blowing. So if you feel like kicking it old school, here's one with the code for you. At the title screen, hold L1 and R1 and push circle, circle, left, right, circle, square, X, up and circle. Then you can enjoy the original Pitfall from 1982. You can also unlock Pitfall 2: The Lost Caverns by collecting all the idols and buying everything from the shop, but it's a bit of a mess about, so maybe just settle for Pitfall 1 here. Tekken 5. So this brings us to the last game on our little foray out into the world of games within games. And we're ending on a high note. Tekken 5, not only being a really good entry into the series of fighting games, offers some of the best extras ever. Included on the disc are the arcade versions for Tekken 1, 2 and 3. That is some serious game for your money. This is again another one of those games that seems to turn up in the charity shops all the time. So if you see it for £1, 50p, pick it up. Heck, even £1.99, it's that good. So there you have it, games within games. There's loads more I might get round to featuring at some point. Is this some I don't know about? If you know about a game within a game, why not place it in the comments and I'll be sure to check it out. Thanks for watching and farewell.